Hi guys, today I'll introduce ALV reports. SAP ABAP or ALV, so okay, let me ALV reports. So ALV stands for ABAP list viewer, ABAP list viewer. That is the definition of ALV. So what is the use of ALV? ALV is used to display the data in a report format. Okay, so ALV is used to display the data in the report format. So it contains the functionalities to represent the data, and it contains the functionalities to sort it, to filter it, to aggregate the data. We have few other options in the ALV report. Okay, so it contains many inbuilt functions. Sort, filter, aggregate, etc. Okay, so what is the use of ALV reports? ALV reports are used to display the data in a report format. It contains many inbuilt functions to sort the data, to filter the data, to aggregate the data. Okay, so how, like, as of now, how are we displaying the data as output? How we are displaying the output as of now? Check this program output. Why there is no data? Maybe I need to change the date. 2021. Look at this output. Do we have any option to filter the data here?
No.
Can
No,
we
sir.
sort the data or can we print it? We can't aggregate, even we can't aggregate, and all these things, right? It is just a simple output, right?
Yes, sir.
But this is not how we should display the output in general in projects. We should display it in the report format. That report format we can achieve through ALV reports. Okay, so because it contains many inbuilt functionalities, inbuilt options to sort it, to filter it, so it will automatically display data in one report output. It will automatically generates a screen with all the options. Okay, so we can display ALV reports using function modules and classes. We can use function module and we can use classes. OOALV, we call this as object oriented ALV reports. So we have two types of ALV reports: function module based ALV and object oriented ALV. Okay, In function module based ALV, we call standard function modules to display the ALV output. In object oriented ALV, we use class methods to display the ALV output. Okay, is everyone clear? First, let's
Yes,
see
sir.
what are the function module ALVs. There are different types of ALVs. List display. The function module is reuse underscore ALV underscore list underscore display. This is the standard function module. Display in the form of list. Simple list. Okay. Next ALV, grid display. Function module is reuse underscore ALV underscore grid display. This is the standard function module to display the ALV in a grid format. Then list display. It is better than list display in terms of visibility, right? Look and feel. Look and feel is better than list display. And we have all the options like sort, filter, aggregate, all options in both ALVs. But look and feel wise, grid display is better than list display. Okay. And we have third type of ALV, blocked ALV. Blocked display. Blocked display nothing but displaying multiple outputs, displaying multiple report outputs in the same output screen. By using list display or grid display, we can display only one output. For example, purchase order data, purchase order final data we can display. But what is blocked display? By using blocked ALV, you can display multiple outputs in the same output screen. You can display purchase order data and sales order data in a two different sections. You can display two outputs using which ALV?
Block.
Blocked ALV.
Blocked. Blocked ALV.
In each block, you can display one output. Okay. When you need to display multiple outputs, what is the option we have? Blocked ALV. So for this, we need to use three function modules. Three function modules. Reuse underscore. This is to initialize. This is to initialize the block or blocked ALV display. Initialize or activate. You can use any to. This ALV, first we need to call this ALV to initialize the blocked ALV. A. What is the next ALV? Reuse ALV block list append, I think. You don't need to worry about the names. You can easily find it using F4 help when you are calling it. Reuse underscore ALV underscore block underscore list underscore append. So what is the use of this second internal table? Sorry, second function module? To append, to append the each ALV output. This means internal table. iTab means internal table. So we append each internal table which we want to display as the output. So if you want to display three outputs in the output screen, how many times we need to call this append? Reuse ALV block list append. If you need to display the three outputs, we need to call it for three times. Okay, first time we append the first internal table, for example purchase order data. Second time we call the same function module and append the sales order data. Third time we call the same function module and append, for example material data, to display three different outputs. But initialization function module will call only once, and in between, after initialization we call append. So after appending all your output internal tables, what is the next step? We need to call one more function module, that is to display the output. We have appended the data, now we need to display the data. Reuse underscore ALV underscore block underscore list underscore display. This is to display the output. Okay, we need to use these three different function modules to display the output in two different blocks. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So normal ALV will be like this, and here we display the data. And what is blocked ALV? Blocked ALV, here we display one output, and here we display one output, the other output, two outputs in the same screen. Okay, now in this example we need to append for two times, two internal tables we need to append. Okay, depends on the number of outputs you need to call append internal table. Okay, clear? Next ALV, fourth type of ALV, hierarchical ALV. Hierarchical ALV. So what is hierarchical ALV? Hierarchical display. Hierarchical display will be like this. First we display the header data, for example purchase order number, material, sorry, company code C100, and what are the other details, for example vendor, here we display the header data, and item data we display in the form of tree. Here we display item data as a child, as a child, like this. 10, 100, and some quantity, some value, USD. All your item level data, right? You will display as a child. Okay. You will repeat it for each header data. So this format will repeat for each header data. Initially it will display the header record, and when you click on that plus symbol, it will show you item level data in the tree format. So what type of ALV it is?
Hierarchical ALV.
Hierarchical ALV, like parent and child. First it will display the parent record, and when you expand it, it will show corresponding item records. Okay, clear? For this also we use one function module. Reuse underscore ALV underscore. I don't remember that function module name. Let me go and search. Go to SC37. Start with the reuse star ALV star hierarchical, right? HIER star. So this is the function module. HIER SCQ hierarchical display. Reuse underscore ALV underscore HIER hierarchical underscore list underscore display. When you expand the parent record, it will display the child record. Here you can consider parent as header, child as a item level. Here you need to use two different internal tables. One for header data and another one is for item level data.
Item data.
Two internal tables you need to pass. And here in blocked ALV, depends on the number of outputs you want to display. You need to pass those many internal tables. If you want to display 3 outputs, you need to pass 3 different internal tables to the ALV blocked list append function module. But if you need to observe one thing, by using only reuse grid display, you can display the data in grid format. You can display the data in grid format. But blocked ALV and hierarchical ALV cannot display data in blocked format. It will display only in list format, in list display only. Blocked ALV and hierarchical ALV. Okay, we cannot display data in blocked format using blocked ALV and hierarchical ALV. Okay, most of the times in projects we use grid display. Okay, rest of the function modules are very rare. Hierarchical display, blocked display, right? Those those kind of function ALV displays are very rare. Most of the times we need to deal with reuse ALV grid display, or you can use some object oriented ALV. In these days, mostly we are using object oriented ALV displays, but if it is a simple ALV program, you can go and use ALV grid display. So here we are displaying the output, right? So why ALVs are special? So is it just displaying one screen with some output? No, we can, in ALV reports, we can customize the report output. What do you mean by customizing? Like display only, someone mute, display only required fields. We can change a report heading. Okay, we can display only required fields in the output, and also we can change the report headings, order of the display, in which order you want to display the fields. What is the first field you want to see in the report? What is the second field? What is the third field? You can customize that order of the field. Can add hotspots. What do you mean by hotspot? Whenever you are browsing something in Google, it will show some hand symbol, right, on hyperlinks. For example, if you take this modularization techniques, what it is displaying when I kept my cursor here, it is showing some hand symbol, right? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yes.
This is hotspot. This one we called as hotspot. If you click on that, it will take you to the next level data, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So these kind of options we can use in ALV outputs by using hotspot. Okay, we can add hotspot. There are many other features we can utilize. For that we need to use, or I'll highlight. We use field catalog concept to customize the report output. Customize nothing but display only required fields and change the report headings, change the order, adding hotspot. There are many other options. We can display the icons. Okay, we can achieve many other functionalities using which one? Field catalogs. Okay, to use field catalog, we need to use one function group. We need to use one function group. That is where we can find the function groups. And what is a function group? Sorry, not function group, type group. What is a type group? Type group contains reusable type structures. Type group contains reusable type structures. What is a type structure? Are you guys familiar with type structures or not?
Yes.
Types begin of, end of,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
In program we are creating it, right? In each program we are creating that begin of end of. Go to the program. This is the type structure, right? And this one we are using in a program. Can we use it in any other program? Can we just reuse it without defining this type structure? Can we define internal table and work area with reference to this type structure in a different program? No, right?
No, sir.
Type structures
No,
are
sir.
local to the same program. But if you want to make it as a reusable type structure, if you want to make it as a reusable type structure, so that you don't need to create this type structure in every program, wherever you need same type of data, what you can do? You can create a type group. You can create type group. So what is a type group? Please make a note. Type group contains reusable type structures. So we have a lot of standard type structures and we can create our own type structure. Okay. Only rule is this type structure name should starts with this one. This type structure name should starts with this type group name. Whatever the name we are providing here, right? For example, if you provide G test, how you need to create the type structure? Starting with the Z test. Okay. That is the rule. See some existing type structure slice. Slice is the type group. Slice is the type group which we are using in ALV reports for field catalogs and other declarations. So what you can find here in slice type group? What you can find here? Type structures, right? Types begin of, end of, all type structures. Say yes or no? So
Yes, sir.
if you want to use any of these structures, if you want to use any of the structures in your programs, what you need to call? Slice type group. Call the slice type group and define internal tables and work areas with reference to these type structures. You don't need to create the type structures again and again. Okay, clear? Along with type structures, you can also create table types. You can also create table types. What is this? Types, type standard table of type structure name. This is nothing but a table type. This is nothing but a table type. Okay. How to create table type in SE11? We have an option, right? In SE11, there we select the table type option and create it. How you can create using syntax? This one. By using types, this is table type name, type standard table of structure name. So this is nothing but a table type. So this is how you can create a table type using types syntax. What is the other alternative way? You can create table type in SE11, right? By using structure. But how can you create a type by using type structure? In SE11, we are creating a table type using structure, data dictionary structure, right? We are providing the line type. But how can you create a table type with reference to the type structure? This one, for example, to create the type structure for this table type, you need to use types. Types, table type name, type standard table of type structure name. Okay. Then it acts as a table type. So SLIS is the type group which we use for ALV reports, to define the field catalogs. What is the use of field catalog? What is the use of field catalog? To customize the report output. To customize the report output, we can change the order of the columns. We can change the headings. From where these report headings will come?
Field name.
Field labels, right? So we can change that if you want, right? For that, we need to use a field catalog. To use field field catalog, we should use the type group. Which one? Which one is that? Slice. Slice is the type group. How to call type group? Syntax to call the type group is type hyphen pools slice. Okay. This is the syntax to call the type group. Is everyone clear? Is everyone clear? If you are clear on these
Yes, sir.
concepts, we'll create a program. Okay, let's quickly create one ALV report. Now I am not using field catalog. I'll just display standard data, whatever available in the structure. Field catalog is not mandatory every time, but whenever you need to do customization in the report output, we use field catalog, but in general, we use it very commonly. Okay. Provide the name ALV report. See, title we are giving some random title, right? So in projects, you should be very careful on everything, whatever the data you are giving. Okay. Everything should be some meaningful name. Executable program, save it. We'll take one parameter, vendor, type, initialization, at selection screen, start of selection, end of selection. These are common. Then I'll write simple select statement. Select star from EKKO into if sy hyphen subars equal to 0. Sorry, 1 second. Then we need to display the report output. So what is the function module we can use for ALV report display? First we'll try with list display. This is blocked. Where is list display? This one. Reuse ALV list display. So here what you can observe in the function module, some importing and exporting parameter, right? So you need to pass importing and exporting parameters. It will automatically generate the data in a report format. So you need to know what are the importing parameters you need to pass. So if you observe here, here we have table statement. So I told you these are obsolete, but these function modules are created many years ago. So they are still using tables parameter only. Here in tables out tab, what you need to pass? The final internal table or output internal table from where you want to display the data. Okay, and enable the exceptions. And all these are optional. Okay, all these are optional inputs, but we need to pass some importing parameters. What are this? If you observe this field catalog structure, if you want to customize the report output, but for now we are not doing any customization. For now, I'll display whatever the data available in this internal table as it is. So we are using select star, right? That means we are selecting all the fields from EKKO. So in this example, I can use structure name. Provide EKKO as structure name. In capital letters, you should provide this in uppercase, not in the lower case. That is mandatory. Okay? This should be in uppercase. Remaining things are optional, but you can provide one thing, callback program. Callback program nothing but current program name sy-repid. It represents current program, current execution program name. That is the system variable. Anyway, that is optional. Structure name is important. And I am removing all these. So depends on the requirement, we need to use different parameters. So in the simple ALV, I am displaying a simple ALV with all the fields available in the table. With all the fields available in the table.
ELIFN, sir.
ELIFN. Activate this. When you can use structure name, when you have a data dictionary structure reference for your internal table. Okay. But if you define a type structure instead of data dictionary structure, we cannot use a structure name. At that time, you have to go with the field catalog option. Okay. Still, it is taking time to activate. So activated. Let's test this. So here, right, Structure name, when you can pass the structure name, when you have a data dictionary reference for this IT EKKO, we have a reference table, right? EKKO. Since we are selecting all the fields, EKKO table structure and this internal table structure both are same. In case of we are selecting limited fields, only required fields, at that time EKKO table structure and this internal table is not going to be same, right? So EKKO contains some 100 fields, but in this internal table we are going to have only 10 fields. Then both are different. Then we cannot use structure name. At that time, what you need to do? You need to create a structure with required fields and pass that structure name here. Okay? Instead of table name, when you are selecting only required fields. So just execute for now. Execute it. I'll provide the vendor 406. This is ALV report output. List display. This is list display. Okay? Clear? Here you have options. This is for sort ascending, sort descending. This is to filter the data. Okay? And this is to calculate the totals, subtotals, grand totals. Okay? This is
Okay,
to
sir.
download the output into Excel file. This is to download the file into some text files. This is to email. This is to email the report. Okay? We have many more options, right? So if you want, you can, if you want to filter the data by some type, you can just filter by select the field and use filter option. Here you can filter the values. Okay. For example, F, continue. It will filter the data by that particular input. Okay. Clear?
Okay,
Similarly,
sir.
I'll just try with
Yes.
grid display. I'll just call grid display pattern. Instead of list display, I'll call grid display. Importing parameters are, most of the importing parameters are same in both function modules. So here is our structure name. In structure name, I'll pass EKKO. Enable this. Since they are optional, they are all commented by default. And here in output tab, what you need to pass? The data, which you have it in the final internal table. Which data you want to display as a output? That data you need to pass it here. I'll comment this list display. Okay. And I'll uncomment the exceptions. That's it. Check, activate. Execute the report. So this is a grid display. Okay. This is grid display. Okay.
Okay.
So look and feel is better than list display here. So you have most of the options are same. Sorting, filtering, summation. How sum will work? Let's take some numerical value. If it is EKPO, like we can do that because we have quantity. In EKKO also we should have a total purchase order price. Let's take this exchange rate. Let's sum up this. So it will sum the value. Okay. There are many additional options we have. So we can check in the next session by using field catalogs. Here it is displaying in one order, right? Purchase order numbers, company code, like that. So if you use field catalog, you can customize the order. What is the first field? What is the second field? What is the third field? Also, you can change the report headings. Okay, these report headings can be changed. So observe, when you are creating the field labels, you are giving a short, medium, and high, right? By default, it is displaying short. Expand this, expand little. It is changing, right, automatically. Now it is medium. Now it is medium description. Now, if you expand further, it will display long. That's why we are giving short, medium, and long in the field labels. Company code, expand this, short, medium description, and this is long description. Okay. Depends on the width of the field, it will automatically display short, medium, and long. Okay. That's why we are going to give 3 different texts. Is everyone clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we'll discuss field catalogs and other advanced options in the next session.